It's a really sunny day and it looks like the students are already over here testing the drone. This is looking good. This is really exciting. Look at it. It's been a dream of mine for many years to have a 100% solar powered quadcopter. And I want a real quadcopter, one that can fly. I want one that can someday do more than just hover near the ground and the ground effect, and I hope the size can be small enough so as to not catch the wind or be really fragile, although I am really proud of our previous achievements because what you're seeing was really hard to build. Eventually, I want a quadcopter that can fly like one of the drones you would buy on the market. One of the things that makes it so difficult to build a solar-powered quadcopter is that there's just not very much power available from the sun. It's a lot easier to make a solar-powered airplane with wings because you have the wings to generate lift. But quadcopters and rotorcraft and helicopters are much less efficient at generating lift than winged aircraft are. So that's kind of what makes this a very difficult project. We've built a large number of quadcopters, and over the years I've challenged various groups of students to try to do better than the students that came before them. That is, to gradually increase the fraction of the solar power during flight to come from the solar cells mounted on the quadcopters. Our 2015 quadcopter was only 29% solar power during flight, and the rest of the power came from a battery. Without the onboard battery, it could only hover near the ground. This shows that there's a big difference between being able to hover and being able to fly. When you increase the number of solar cells, things start to get a little bit easier. You can see here with 96 cells that we're almost there. In 2018, I had a group of very talented undergraduate students that built a 100% solar-powered quadcopter. We have it mounted up here on the ceiling, and as you can see, it's quite a flimsy aircraft. The surface area is about 2.5 square meters. But it weighs only 2.6 kilograms. So it's really flat and light like a piece of paper, and as you can see from the footage of it flying, it didn't handle gusts of wind too well. Nonetheless, the students were able to fly this particular quadcopter up to 90 seconds when the sun was out. It's a really beautiful aircraft. Over the years, the solar cells have gotten better, the motors have gotten better, and have the students gotten better too? Students have always been good. By the way, we've had a lot of crashes over the years. Every time one of these solar quadcopters crashes, all the solar cells crack and break, and it takes a huge amount of effort to rebuild. Now I'd like to introduce Dewen, a student who's managed to build an even better quadcopter than this one. Dewen's aircraft can fly for hours. It's rock solid stable. It has telemetry on board. It's computer controlled. Everything that you would want to have in a quadcopter. But it's not so easy to test these quadcopters in Singapore because Singapore, despite being on the equator, is actually a really rainy place, and we need hours of sunlight in order to test these things. It happens to be a sunny day today, so we're in luck. Now I want to turn it over to Dewen to tell you a little bit about his drone.
Over here is the latest Solar Quadcopter prototype that I've built. As you can see, the latest prototype is much smaller compared to the 2018 one. Indeed, it is even smaller than half of its previous size. I've not mounted the solar cells yet. I kept that in the box. As we go outside to test later, I will mount it onto the drone. One thing to note is that when we fly an aircraft, we always want it to fly high, not near the ground. When the aircraft is near the ground, that is just hovering. A hovercraft is different from a drone, and indeed it consumes much less power. The 2018 team barely had enough solar power to lift up the drone, but over here for the latest prototype, our solar cells are much more efficient. Indeed, with around 750 watts per meter square sun irradiance, the solar cells have more than enough power to lift up the drone. And consider Singapore's context. In a bright sunny day without rain, without clouds, we probably have a few hours of window to test the drone. Today the weather seems really good, and let's bring it out and give it a try.
The solar array is super light. A lot of people think that you might just be able to go and take any solar panel that you could buy on the market and use it, but in fact that won't work at all. Commercial solar panels are just orders of magnitude too heavy. They typically come packaged under thick glass or plastic, and the panels wind up weighing kilograms instead of grams. Manufacturers package them that way because silicon solar cells are brittle and they just want to protect them. So Dewen, how's it going?
what I've had with it, but too many flags apart. It's not very stable. It feels like the sun is not the brightest today.
I think there's a cloud getting ready to cover up the sun.
Oh no! We'll get covered.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay, we've just lost our sun, but it came back. How big's that cloud?
Funny.
28.2, 28.7, 28.5, 28.5. Yeah, it's all good.
It's actually kind of a windy day, but performance doesn't look too bad. Our drone uses high-efficiency silicon solar cells, and they're not packaged at all.
Yeah, now it's stable, right?
Unless you count the styrofoam platform that they're sitting on.
10 minutes. Oh, okay. Yeah, when it's less windy, it's very stable.
29.5,
9.5.
11 minutes.
11 minutes. Okay, let's try to hit half an hour, hopefully.
It looks really clear now.
Check the battery of the camera.
One of the advantages of testing here in Singapore is that sometimes the sun can be at the zenith position. We've designed the solar array in a particular way to give us exactly the power we need with the smallest possible mass, and here every gram of unnecessary mass counts. Basically, these aircraft are right at the edge of what's physically possible. In some of our drones, we've even used aluminum wiring in places in order to avoid copper, just because it's lighter. So this is all a lot harder than it looks.
No, it's very stable.
Yeah, there's no wind. 13 minutes. 13, okay. Oh.
What was that? Oh, wind caught it?
I don't know.
It suddenly kind of jerked.
Yeah.
14 minutes.
It could be a power fluctuation or like a
Yeah.
unknown circumstance, or maybe some bird just flew over that we didn't see. I think now it's 23.
So
Yeah,
this is past where commercial drones can...
most of the commercial drones. Yeah.
Well, this is fantastic. Real stable, computer controlled, and
Are we-
the day is even kind of windy, so
Yeah. We still have a high voltage of 30 plus.
30 volts.
Yeah, so we have power surplus.
What time to happen too?
Thank you.
59 right now.
59 minutes.
Are you going to be able to have a snack while you're flying?
I don't think I
I don't
can.
think you can.
Yeah, I don't think I should either. Okay, we hit 1 hour now. We kind of beat 95% of the commercial drones.
What do you want?
Anything? I can't take coffee. That's all.
No coffee.
Yeah.
Okay, 63 minutes.
快点去，快点去！那边不让他过来。
66. 76.
师傅，小心啊！ Okay. I don't know what happened. It was a hard crash. Oh my.
我靠，这个板子。
就是板子肯定是换了，但是飞机还 OK 哦。So the drone is still okay, but
Solar cell may not be
the cells we can see that like it kind of came off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it was quite a turbulence. Then it was blowing towards us. Then I was trying to push it out.
2.6 meters per second.
Yeah. Then it hit the wall above us, and then it crashed.
Yeah.
It was, oh no.
This is really bad news. In spite of that crash, we're all actually really proud of the students. I think that aircraft was rock solid stable when it was in flight, and it could probably fly a lot longer if we had time to rebuild it. Unfortunately, here in Singapore, it's really difficult to find long sunny days. I mean, look at the weather today. This is really typical. It's a really rainy place. What we're going to do so that the students have a full uninterrupted day of sunlight in order to get some good engineering data from their drone is to send them on a trip to Australia. We're going to let them go out to the middle of the desert so that they can test their drone and see how long it can fly. We're all really interested in knowing how long the quadcopter can fly purely on solar power with no battery on board. As soon as the students get back, we'll make a new video with that flight. As for this flight, I'm going to post a link in the description so that you can see the full unedited flight, and I'm also going to post Dewen's contact information so that you can get in touch with him directly if you have any questions about his drone.